When Barron Trump found himself at the center of a biting joke, Melania's audacious response ignited a cultural awakening. A familiar night in late-night television took an unexpected turn. In the vibrant studio of Burbank, California, laughter erupted from the audience as the host, celebrated for his sharp tongue and audacious humor, unleashed a torrent of jokes aimed at the very public figures who often find themselves in the crosshairs of his relentless satire. In a stunning twist of fate, his gaze shifted dramatically to Barron Trump, the youngest scion of the former First Lady and President. The joke landed sharply and swiftly, unmistakably targeting the unsuspecting teenager. The audience's laughter hung in the air, a tapestry of hesitant chuckles interwoven with the palpable tension of shifting bodies, each person grappling with their own discomfort. The comment was not merely a playful jest. It was a piercing strike aimed squarely at the child of a public figure who had, until now, managed to remain in the shadows of fame. Within a matter of hours, the clip swept across the globe, rapidly gaining momentum. Social media erupted in a frenzy, with hashtags such as Barron Trump soaring to the top of the trending charts on Twitter and Instagram. Timelines erupted with a torrent of memes and reactions as fervent supporters of the Trump family clashed with critics of the host, each side passionately voicing their opinions. Some decried the joke as tasteless and unnecessary, while others fervently defended it, proclaiming it to be nothing more than the essence of comedy. News outlets seized the opportunity, meticulously dissecting the story and rekindling passionate discussions about the boundaries of humor. In the opulent confines of her Palm Beach residence, Melania Trump gazed at the clip, her expression one of sheer disbelief. Her son had always been the focal point of her life, and she had tirelessly battled to shield him from the turbulent waves of public life. Melania, known for fiercely protecting her son from media scrutiny, was visibly shaken by the remark. She understood that this was a moment she could not afford to overlook. With a surge of maternal instinct coursing through her veins, she plunged into the task of crafting a statement to confront the unfolding crisis. Yet, this time, mere words fell short. As the uproar intensified, Melania resolved to take a bold step that would reverberate through the media landscape. She decided to take legal action, unaware that it would spark a much larger conflict. Melania Trump's team issued a morning statement, fueling anticipation. It was resolute and unyielding, condemning the TV host's remarks as utterly inappropriate and profoundly damaging. Though her words resonated deeply with her supporters, they failed to quell the rising storm of controversy that loomed ever larger. Melania was not merely filled with anger, she was fiercely determined. She had endured years of criticism and ridicule as a public figure, but this latest attack on her son deeply affected her personally. She was resolute. She would rise up and fight back with every ounce of her strength. She sought the counsel of one of the nation's most formidable defamation attorneys, a woman renowned for her unyielding demeanor and a string of high-profile triumphs. United in their resolve, they launched a bold lawsuit against the host and the network, charging them with defamation and the deliberate infliction of emotional turmoil. The legal filing unveiled a chilling tableau. The remark, cloaked in the guise of jest, had undeniably crossed a perilous boundary. The battle had shifted from being solely about free speech to becoming a fierce struggle to protect a child's right to privacy and dignity. The lawsuit transformed into a sensational media spectacle. In a heated exchange, news anchors passionately deliberated the validity of Melania's case, questioning whether it held any true merit or was merely a cunning ploy to reclaim the spotlight. Supporters lauded her bravery, hailing her as a fierce mother standing valiantly for her son, while critics condemned her, alleging that the lawsuit was merely a ploy for publicity. Barron, in stark contrast, remained shrouded in shadows, evading the glaring spotlight. Those who knew the family well painted a picture of a reserved teenager, one who remained largely untouched by the relentless media frenzy that swirled around his loved ones. Yet the choices Melania made resonated profoundly, revealing the depths of her true priorities. Not only was she fighting for her own reputation, but she was also fiercely defending his, using all the strength she possessed. The lawsuit unleashed a wave of consequences that rippled through the very fabric of the situation. Sponsors started to pull away from the late-night show, gripped by fears of the mounting negative press swirling around it. The host, who previously exuded confidence, now appeared to exhibit restraint in his subsequent broadcasts. Yet, he stood firm, refusing to utter a word of regret, fiercely asserting his right to free speech and branding the lawsuit as a direct assault on the very essence of comedy. Yet, as the days unfolded, the tale expanded into an epic saga, drawing in voices from every corner of the nation, and the struggle was merely at its inception. The lawsuit sparked an explosive uproar that reverberated through every media platform. Cable news channels poured countless hours into fervent panel discussions, while online forums erupted with passionate debates, and podcasts meticulously dissected the situation from every conceivable angle. The nation appeared to be torn asunder, divided starkly in two. On one side stood the fervent supporters of Melania, who hailed her courage in confronting what they deemed to be a cruel masquerade of humor, a relentless assault cloaked in laughter. Parents, in a powerful show of solidarity, rallied around her decision, inundating social media with an outpouring of support. "Ensuring the safety of our children must always be a resolute commitment," a powerful viral post declared, paired with a striking image of Barron captured during his father's tenure in office. However, the opposition faced a fierce surge in backlash. In a powerful show of solidarity, comedians and talk show hosts united in defense of their beleaguered colleague, warning that the lawsuit threatens to undermine the very essence of creative expression. Some contended that public figures, along with their families, were ripe for satire, no matter their age. In the realm of public scrutiny, if you lack the fortitude to embrace humor, perhaps you should reconsider your place in the spotlight. In a moment of fervent discourse, a prominent host proclaimed on his program, igniting a conversation that surged beyond the confines of the media, infiltrating coffee shops, workplaces, and dinner tables alike. In the vibrant heart of Los Angeles, a passionate gathering of college students ignited a fierce debate over the ethics of free speech, their voices rising in fervor during a captivating campus rally. In a quaint diner nestled in Topeka, Kansas, a spirited gathering of retirees engaged in a fervent debate, their voices rising as they pondered the question, had the host truly crossed the line? The narrative had transcended the confines of Melania and Barron. It had evolved into a profound exploration of the boundaries of societal tolerance, all cloaked in the guise of entertainment. The late-night host stood resolute, defiantly pushing back against the turmoil. His monologues grew increasingly defiant, casting himself as a martyr in the battle against censorship. His supporters erupted in fervent cheers, yet his critics were quick to highlight the biting edge that had crept into his jokes, transforming them into something sharper, almost laced with bitterness. The once charismatic figure now appeared burdened by the tempest of controversy that surrounded him, casting a shadow over his former brilliance. The networks also experienced significant pressure. As the host's show faced a troubling decline in ratings, whispers of uncertainty spread like wildfire, igniting speculation that the executives were wavering in their allegiance. Melania's legal team quickly took action, presenting a plethora of compelling evidence and powerful statements to strengthen their case. The legal battle had transcended mere personal conflict. It was evolving into a profound cultural reckoning, a clash of ideals that would echo through the ages. Yet no one could have foreseen the explosive revelation that was on the verge of unfolding, poised to alter the trajectory of the lawsuit in ways unimaginable. As the trial commenced in the hallowed halls of Los Angeles Superior Court, it transformed into a captivating spectacle that the media found utterly irresistible. As Melania Trump made her entrance in a stunning display of tailored elegance, her formidable legal team accompanied her. On the other side, the late-night host strode in alongside his attorneys, his face etched with an unwavering determination. Within those walls, a palpable energy crackled in the air, thick with expectation. This was not merely a trial, it was a pivotal referendum on the very essence of modern entertainment. The prosecution launched into a fiery argument, drawing a stark line between the realms of comedy and the depths of cruelty. The courtroom fell into a hushed stillness as the clip of the offending joke reverberated through the air, each word hanging heavy with tension. Melania's lawyer unveiled the profound impact of the comment on her son, illustrating the turmoil of a teenager ensnared in the ruthless grip of media sensationalism. "This is not merely a matter of free speech," the lawyer declared, her voice resolute and unyielding. "This is a powerful declaration of a child's fundamental right to flourish, free from the sting of ridicule in the realm of sport." Yet the defense chose to embark on an entirely different path. With fervent conviction, they clung to the First Amendment, passionately asserting that comedy, regardless of its provocative nature, warranted unwavering protection. The host's legal team unveiled a tapestry of decades-old precedents, weaving a narrative that cast him as a misunderstood artist daring to push the very boundaries of creativity. In a gripping moment, the host stepped into the spotlight, pouring his heart out as he recounted his journey and the looming shadow of the lawsuit that threatened to extinguish the very spark of creativity. The courtroom transformed into a grand stage of fierce confrontations, where each faction summoned witnesses to fortify their compelling narratives. Witnesses from Barron's past, his former teachers, took the stand to reveal the profound impact of media scrutiny on his once quiet demeanor and the turmoil it wrought upon his educational journey. In a bold move, the defense summoned a troupe of comedians, fervently championing the notion that satire serves as an essential voice in the tapestry of societal commentary. The public's fascination with the case soared to an electrifying crescendo. Every nuance, from Melania's graceful responses to the host's passionate comebacks, ignited fervent discussions and intense debates across all major platforms. In a tense atmosphere, late-night shows nationwide tiptoed around the trial, fearing that a misplaced joke could thrust them into the unforgiving spotlight of public scrutiny. Yet just when the trial appeared to find its steady cadence, a startling new witness stepped forward, dramatically upending the case and reshaping the public's perception in an instant. The prosecution unveiled a surprise witness on an otherwise ordinary day in court, instantly altering the course of the proceedings. The tension in the courtroom thickened as the defense team cast anxious glances at one another, their hearts racing at the sight of a former employee from the network that had aired the infamous late-night show stepping into the room. His name echoed through the halls of the studio: William Carter, a once prominent production assistant whose dedication to the show spanned more than 5 tumultuous years. Yet, his departure was shrouded in controversy, leaving whispers and shadows in its wake. Carter stood with an air of quiet determination, his demeanor a blend of calmness and unwavering resolve as he took the oath of office. As he commenced his speech, a palpable electric tension enveloped the room. He took the stand, revealing the shadowy underbelly of the show's culture, painting a vivid picture of a realm where the relentless pursuit of pushing boundaries overshadowed the very essence of ethics. Yet it was not merely his sweeping observations that left the courtroom in a state of shock. It was the compelling evidence he unveiled. From the depths of his briefcase, Carter unveiled a trove of emails, scripts, and internal communications, each piece a harbinger of a revelation far more devastating than anyone could have ever foreseen. Carter asserts that the quip regarding Barron Trump was far from a spontaneous comment. The network's powerful figures meticulously crafted, fervently debated, and finally sanctioned the plan. Even more troubling, certain correspondents hinted that the joke was crafted not for the sake of laughter, but rather to ignite controversy and boost ratings. Gasps echoed through the courtroom as the documents flashed onto the screen, capturing the attention of every soul present. In a strikingly revealing email, an executive boldly declared, "It'll get people talking. Controversy sells." In that moment, the trial's spotlight dramatically pivoted, leaving behind the host and illuminating the corporate machinery that had orchestrated the incident. In a whirlwind of tension, the defense fought valiantly to regain their footing, fervently asserting that the host had operated on their own accord, rendering the network's choices utterly inconsequential to the unfolding drama of the case. However, the damage had already occurred. Carter's testimony had sown a deep-rooted seed of doubt, casting shadows not only over the joke itself, but also over the very motives that lay beneath it. Outside the courthouse, the revelation unleashed a tempest that reverberated through the very heart of the media industry. Headlines blared with urgency about the toxic culture festering within the network, as several high-ranking executives found themselves thrust into the shadows, placed on administrative leave, while an internal investigation loomed ominously ahead. The host, once the embodiment of daring humor, now stood alone, abandoned by those who once championed him. Despite the increasing momentum in Melanie's favor, the battle was far from over, and the final verdict held unanticipated consequences. As the trial approached its dramatic conclusion, the courtroom swelled with an eager crowd, every seat filled with anticipation. Journalists crowded the gallery, their pens ready to seize every moment, every nuance, as the air crackled with anticipation. Outside, a sea of fervent faces converged, divided sharply between the ardent supporters of Melania Trump and the passionate followers rallying for the late-night host. The stakes soared to unprecedented heights as public sentiment shifted dramatically in the wake of the explosive revelations unleashed by William Carter. In a climactic moment, Melania's lawyer unleashed a compelling statement during the closing arguments. She stood not merely as an advocate for her client, but as a fierce champion for every family thrust into the unforgiving glare of the public eye against their will. "This isn't about silencing comedy," she declared, her voice unwavering and resolute. "This is a matter of accountability. It is crucial to grasp the weight of our words, particularly when they resonate with millions, for they carry profound consequences." The defense, battered but unwavering, mustered all their strength for a final, passionate appeal. They cautioned that a verdict unfavorable to the host might cast a dark shadow over comedians far and wide. "What is the appropriate boundary?" they inquired. "When does the noble act of safeguarding emotions become a hindrance to our right to question and ignite thought?" After what felt like an eternity of intense deliberation, the jury finally emerged, their verdict poised to shatter the silence that had enveloped the courtroom. The host faced the harsh verdict of liability for defamation, while the network was compelled to pay a staggering sum in damages, held accountable for nurturing a culture steeped in sensationalism. The judge clarified that the ruling was not an attack on free speech. Instead, it reaffirmed that humor should never come at the expense of a child's dignity. The verdict reverberated through the media landscape, igniting a storm of reactions and fervent discussions. For Melania, it was a victory laced with bittersweet emotions. She had risen to the occasion for her son and emerged victorious, yet the ordeal had drained her completely. In a poignant statement to the press, she fervently expressed her hope that this case would stand as a powerful reminder to all, urging a more thoughtful and respectful approach to public discourse. The consequences for the host were nothing short of catastrophic. Sponsors withdrew their support, his network abandoned him, and his show entered an uncertain period of indefinite hiatus. However, the case sparked vital discussions that were irreversible. Throughout the nation, a fervent discourse erupted as individuals passionately grappled with the very limits of comedy, the weighty responsibilities borne by public figures, and the moral quandaries posed by the sensationalism of the media. In the weeks that followed, a wave of new initiatives surged forth, determined to tackle the realm of entertainment with fervor and passion. In a world where laughter once reigned supreme, comedians found themselves at a crossroads, scrutinizing their craft with newfound intensity. Networks, sensing the shifting tides, tightened their grip, enforcing a watchful eye over every punchline. Meanwhile, audiences awakened to their power, becoming discerning guardians of the humor they chose to embrace. Amidst the chaos and turmoil, a singular truth emerged, shining like a beacon in the darkness. Though the right to free speech stands tall, the weight of respect and empathy rests upon us all. a shared duty we must embrace. As the dust began to settle, the nation stood at a crossroads, grappling with the profound implications of the trial that had unfolded before their very eyes. The dialogue transformed, evolving from the intricate details of the case to the profound cultural dilemmas it ignited. Where does the delicate boundary lie between laughter and pain? How do we navigate the tumultuous waters of free speech while ensuring that accountability remains steadfastly in our sights? For countless parents, Melania's struggle served as a profound awakening. It served as a powerful reminder of the vital necessity to fiercely advocate for their children in a world that grows ever more digital and merciless. A mother from Des Moines poured her heart out in a video that captured the attention of many, igniting a wave of emotions across the internet. If a figure like Melania Trump, standing on such a prominent platform, can encounter these formidable challenges, what implications does that hold for the rest of us? This trial transcended Barron. It was a pivotal moment for the future of all our children. The verdict had a profound impact on the entertainment industry, signaling a critical moment. Networks and production companies began to scrutinize their strategies in the realm of comedy, realizing that the allure of cheap shots and controversy-laden content carried a heavy price. The trial ignited a fervent passion for crafting humor that boldly defied conventions while honoring the dignity of every individual. On the streets, within the confines of homes, and echoing through classrooms, a fervent dialogue ignited as individuals contemplated the profound ripple effects of their words and actions. The trial unveiled a profound truth that a mere jest could ignite a tempest of dialogue surrounding values, ethics, and the essence of respect. Yet, the reverberations of this tale reached far beyond Barron, Melania, or the host, echoing through the very fabric of our collective consciousness. It emerged as a profound cultural milestone, illuminating the truth that although we possess the freedom to express ourselves, we must remain acutely aware of the formidable impact our words can wield. Humor possesses the extraordinary power to bring us together, yet it can just as easily create rifts among us. The weight of this choice lies heavily on our shoulders, urging us to tread carefully in our selection. And so, as the cameras dimmed and the world surged ahead, one message lingered in the air, echoing with undeniable intensity. Above all else, compassion must take precedence. The trial may have concluded, yet the echoes of its lessons resonate with an urgency that cannot be ignored. It falls upon each of us to wield our words as instruments of connection, crafting bridges that unite rather than walls that divide. Let us rise to the occasion, confronting one another with dignity and respect, shunning the shadows of cruelty. Let us forge ahead with these discussions, yearning for a realm where laughter echoes, disagreements spark growth, and we uplift one another instead of tearing each other apart. If this tale struck a chord within you, we invite you to pour your reflections into the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and activate the notification bell to stay updated on captivating stories that challenge our worldview.